We're out in the cockpit now, and this is the bulkhead wall by the companionway. The previous owner had a standard horizon wind gauge installed right here, and put it there because when the door opens, the door opens to right about here. I need to install the speed log. I'm going to put that one right here, and then also the new wind direction and wind speed indicator, and that's going to go directly below depth meter. So this is the layup with the 2 layers of glass. This is the outside. Oh wait, this is the inside layer. This is the outside layer. That's how thick the glass is on the outside. This is how thick it is on the inside, man. It's laid up huge. So then you just peel and stick the gasket to the back of the device and pop it in place. It's just So I think I mentioned earlier that this is where I want to put the I-70 multifunction display, and this takes all the information from the other gauges and transducers, and this is the master. It puts it right here at the nav station. It's also an AIS repeater, and it talks to the Raymarine XB8000 and puts AIS targets right here on the screen, also at the nav station. So I marked out where the gasket goes. I'm going to drill the hole right about here. It's another 3.5-inch monster hole through this electrical panel. All right. And snap on the bezel. Oops. Yeah, don't forget. Put the keypad back on. Place there. What do you think? Any opinions? Should I go gunmetal? Or should I go with standard black? I don't know. I kind of like the gunmetal. I think I'm going to stick with the gunmetal. It kind of looks nice with the gray of the Victrons and the blue Seas panel. Snap those down. Everything pops into place. Raymarine I-70S multi-function display. And it's got a cute little sun cover over it too. But since it's in the house, or inside the boat, right on the sun cover. All right, so now we're going to mount some transducers, and one of them is the magnetic compass. They say you're supposed to mount it 3 feet away from any metal or other compasses or any magnetic sources or anything like that. We're up here forward of the mast compression post. I'm going to pop this thing in here. I'm far enough away from the compression post. This is a good location for the magnetic compass. So this thing works with the C-Talk instrument transducer converter. There it is. So what you want to do as you're laying out these electronic systems, no matter whether it's Garmin or Raymarine or B&G, all this stuff is basically NMEA 2000, but what you want to do, each one has their own proprietary cables and couplings and fittings and all that stuff. What you want to do is just lay out a map, figure out where you want everything to go and where you want it to be, and do some measurements. Get the right cables. You know, I've got different cable lengths and different connectors here and there. All these things are the cockpits. Those are the repeaters. We've got the I-70 located in the nav station. You've got your depths transducer, wind transducer, etc. The instrument transducer converter. I've got a compass located right here, pretty much on the center line of the boat, just ahead of the compression post within that 3-foot magnetic range. Actually just outside of that 3-foot magnetic range. And then lay everything out. Raymarine, they have a thing called a LEN value, which is load equivalent numerical value. Each one of these things has a certain amount of draw in the system. So wherever you power your 12-volt supply, it needs to balance it. In a small system like this on a 37-foot boat, it doesn't so much matter where you put the 12 volts in, But if you have additional things that you want to add later on, like a Vesper XB 8000 or something like that, then you need to make sure that the loads are all balanced on the system. I got depth, speed, and wind here in the cockpit, right on the bulkhead. You saw me install that already. I plan on putting the Vesper XB 8000 up here in the electrical panel, behind the electrical panel. The i70 is mounted on the electrical panel door. Depth, speed, and temperature transducer, that's in the hull. And that's an old one that we're going to reuse until we can have a chance to haul out and change it. Everything comes back into the transducer converter right here. Then all that gets sent to the i70, which is the master. Then those other depth, speed, wind, temperature all get converted and sent out to the instruments that I mounted on the bulkhead wall. Alright, I'm up at the top of the mast and we're going to change the wind vane. So we got the wind vane wire pulled down the mast. Well, here goes nothing. So I got the backbone cable pulled in from the ITC converter. Don't forget the fuse holder. So this is the back of the i70S. Plug in like this with the spur cables. I can already tell it's going to be a problem.